Dragon Ball starts holding tight to thigh 18. Chapter 71. In the endless universe, a huge spaceship is ying fast through the void. Inside the spaceship, a stocky blue-skinned cosmic man wearing a combat suit and a cape sat on a chair. His name was Sobel and he was Frieza's subordinate. Previously served as an army staff officer in the 3rd Star Domain. Now that Frieza's legion has been torn apart, he becomes the chief of staff of this remnant army. Watching the spacecraft get closer and closer to its destination, he had an excited smile on his face. A few days ago, a huge purple-gold divine dragon appeared in the universe, even though it was very far away from them, because the size of the divine dragon was too large. It was still seen by them. Thinking of the purpose of King Frieza's previous visit to Namex, Solby was almost certain that this behemoth was the dragon summoned by Dragon Ball. After these few days of probing, they can already determine that the Dragon Ball is on Earth in the solar system. If they can empty the Dragon Balls, they can resurrect King Frieza. Ever since Frieza was killed, they have lived a life of desperation. Just be chased and killed by the Galaxy Patrol every day. There are other forces who also take the opportunity to fall into the well, wanting a piece of their pie. The territory they used to lay down is now almost robbed. The people under him are also dead, running and almost all the rest are on this spaceship. When King Frieza is resurrected, he must double all the grievances he has suffered in the past few years. Solby thought sadly, whether it's those who take advantage of the Re and rob, or the Galaxy Patrol. Ha 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 ha. Thinking of the way those guys knelt in front of him begging for mercy, Solby couldn't help but laugh. How long will it take to get to Earth? Solby asked the minions operating the spaceship in front. Lord Solby, it will take about 3 days to reach Earth. A small soldier replied very respectfully. 3 days? This Earth is really remote. Solby muttered, then waved his hand and said, "You continue to operate the spaceship. I will go to rest RST, and you will inform me when you arrive on Earth." "Yes," the soldier promised. Sobel then left the operating room. Huh? Mo Yuan looked at the sky, and he sensed that hundreds of strange breaths of all sizes were approaching the Earth. However, the strongest estimate of these auras is only tens of thousands of combat effectiveness. A blow can destroy them. Mo Yuan opened his heart eye, and with the improvement of his strength, the range of his heart eye could already cover the entire solar system. Soon, he spotted a spacecraft on the edge of the solar system. Those breaths came from within this spaceship because the distance was too far and these auras were too weak, except for Mo Yuan. The others did not ND abnormalities. "You guys cultivate by yourself RST, I'll leave for a while," Mo Yuan said to Wukong and the others, and then launched a teleportation and disappeared in place. Leaving, only the four of Goku looking at each other. In the spaceship, Solby can already see the Earth with a naked eye. The excitement in my heart could not be suppressed at all. "King Frieza, we will ND the Dragon Balls soon and then we can revive you." The surrounding soldiers also showed excited expressions. They have been repressed for too long. "Oh? It turns out that you are Frieza's people. I wonder how you know that there are Dragon Balls on Earth?" A voice suddenly sounded. This strange voice made Solby's heart crunch. Then he found that, I don't know when, a Saiyan-looking someone was standing next to him. "Who are you?" The sudden appearance of the person made Solby very vigilant, and he pulled out his gun and pointed it at Mo Yuan. The other soldiers also pulled out their guns tied to their waists and looked at Mo Yuan vigilantly. Then, Solby's hand pressed on the combat power probe. The numbers on the combat power detector jumped quickly. It stopped quickly. 5. Seeing this number, Solby was relieved in his heart. It turned out to be a scum with only combat effectiveness. Solby put down his pistols and looked at Mo Yuan with disdain. He didn't have the slightest doubt about the combat power detector. As for Mo Yuan's sudden appearance here, he would not be surprised. After all, there are many strange races in the universe. Just like Yuda in the former Kanuot team, more than 10,000 combat power can stop time. In his eyes, Mo Yuan was just a war scumbag who could point spatial ability. "Boy, are you planning to come here to die?" "It just so happens that my hands are a little itchy these days." A tall and thin cosmic man walked out rubbing his STS, and his face knew at a glance that it was not a good thing. This man, Tagma, is Solby's right and left hand. Tagma looked at Mo Yuan playfully, as if he was looking at a toy. He is a universe powerhouse with 50,000 combat power, and he doesn't put this kind of scumbag with only combat power in his eyes at all. He was already thinking about how to play dead Mo Yuan. "Ha ha ha, Lord Tagma made a move. This guy will definitely die a miserable death." "That's right. Last time a guy angered Lord Tagma, he was tortured for 7 days, and it is said that when he died, his whole body turned into a lump of mashed meat." There, surrounding minions gloated. "Noisy." Mo Yuan glanced at Tagma. Then, Tagma's skin-like body began to swell. The pain that penetrated deep into his bone marrow spread throughout his body. Tagma couldn't help but shout, "Save me." He looked at Solby next to him, hoping for help. However, this strange scene has stunned the soldiers around Solby. Fear spreads in everyone's hearts. They felt a biting chill hit them, and their entire bodies could not move. Please, spare me. Tagma turned to Mo Yuan for mercy. He wanted to kneel on the ground, but his body had swollen to the point that he could not bend. In the face of his plea for mercy, Mo Yuan was unmoved and did not look at him. Boom! With a loud bang, Tagma's entire body exploded, turning into purple blood mist and spraying out. Except for Mo Yuan, everyone else was stained with this blood. Now, can you answer my question properly? Mo Yuan looked at Solby expressionlessly. Killing these people, Mo Yuan did not have a little psychological burden at all. Lord Solby knelt directly on the ground with a snort, face down, not daring to look at Mo Yuan at all. We saw the huge divine dragon a few days ago and knew that there were Dragon Balls here. Seeing that Solby was kneeling, the other soldiers did not say a word, put down their weapons, and all knelt. They have no other ability than to be special. That's why they have lived under the chase for so long. Oh? So it was. Mo Yuan didn't expect that it was actually the divine dragon he summoned a few days ago that led them over. How many people are left in Frieza's legion? Mo Yuan asked again. My lord, it's all here. Solby lowered his head and replied respectfully, not daring to hide anything at all. His words surprised Mo Yuan. Unexpectedly, in just a few years, Frieza's strength was so thoroughly eroded. Sir, we are willing to pledge our allegiance to you, and we hope you will accept us. Solby looked up at Mo Yuan with a blazing look in his eyes. For Solby, he just wanted to end Diabaka. After Frieza's death, he began to command Frieza's legions. At RST, he didn't know how majestic it was, and he wanted wind and rain. Immersed in power, he didn't think about ending a way to resurrect Frieza. But after being severely beaten by society, he understood that the reason why the Frieza Legion could dominate the universe was not because of the number of people in the Legion. It's because of Frieza's presence. In a few years, the Legion had disintegrated, and he was beaten everywhere like a drowning dog. He had had enough of days like this. Therefore, the moment he saw the Shenlong, he thought that he had grasped the life-saving straw. As soon as Frieza is resurrected, he can return to his former majestic appearance. It's just that there are more people pressing on it, which is many times better than I don't know. Now, however, Mo Yuan's appearance made him know that it was no longer possible to end Dragon Ball to revive Frieza. Even these people may not be able to get out of the solar system alive. In order to survive, he decided to join Mo Yuan. Chapter 72. There was a dead silence inside the spacecraft. Mo Yuan stared at Solby, who was kneeling in front of him. A faint coercion emanated from him. Solby didn't dare to move at all, and the invisible pressure made him sweat constantly. This mental pressure is even more terrifying than Frieza. Frieza was like a tyrant, and the ruthless and violent aura on his body made people chill down their backs and tremble. And Mo Yuan is like a supreme emperor, and the coercion that unintentionally exudes from his body makes people can't help but want to submit to him. Mo Yuan touched his chin and thought, if you accept this group of people, no one should go to revive Frieza in the future. Of course, disposing of these people now is the same result. Thought about it for a long time. Mo Yuan still decided to take this group of people in. After all, there are many resources in the universe that are not available on Earth. He can use these people to earn money for him in the universe, in exchange for some resources that are not available on Earth, or some martial arts on other planets. As for how to obtain the resources in these universes, Mo Yuan thought of two good ways. The RST is the cuisine of the Earth. Dragon Ball world is clearly a world of food scarcity. Even the god of destruction, Beerus, and the angels, two gods who have lived for an unknown number of years, will linger and be shocked when they eat the food on Earth. Not to mention these ordinary people. So if you open the food of the Earth all over the universe, you can nightly get a lot of money. The second is a technology that does not exist in the universe. That's the universal capsule of the Bulma family. The technology on Earth can be said to be seriously faulted. Top technologies include universal capsules, time machines, and Dr. Gro's android technology. These technologies are unique technologies in the universe, but there was almost a fault in the middle, and even before the alien invasion, they could not even build a spacecraft. The universal capsule is a thing that can have a huge effect no matter where it is placed. Whether it is war or life, it can bring great convenience. Therefore, if Mo Yuan sells universal capsules, he can also accumulate money madly. Get up, Mo Yuan said idly. Solby raised his head, looked at Mo Yuan excitedly, and asked, Adult, would you like to accept us? Mo Yuan bowed his head slightly. I can accept you. Hearing this, Solby was overjoyed. But Mo Yuan's words turned sharply, and he said sharply, if you dare to have two minds, I can guarantee that you will die even worse than that guy just now. Their chilling breath spread instantly, and everyone's bodies couldn't help but tremble, and their atmosphere did not dare to breathe. But yes, Mo Yuan gathered his breath and said like Mu Chunfeng, if you can do things for me, well, I will definitely not treat you badly. Everyone immediately breathed a sigh of relief. My lord. No, it's the king. Please rest assured, we promise to do things for you wholeheartedly, and we will never dare to have two minds. Solby was the RST to show loyalty. The other minions also spoke up to show their loyalty. Don't worry, the king, we are absolutely loyal. If anyone dares to betray the king, we will skin him without waiting for you to make a move. Yes, King, he is right. Mo Yuan nodded with satisfaction. Okay. As soon as Mo Yuan spoke, the audience immediately quieted down, and everyone looked at Mo Yuan, waiting for him to speak. Tell me about your current situation. Mo Yuan looked at Solby. King, we are all here now, and the previous territory has also been snatched away by others. Originally we planned to resurrect Frieza and GHT back. Solby did not dare to hide it, and gave it all up. Mo Yuan nodded and said, okay, then I will give you a task now. Please say, my lord, we promise to complete the mission. Solby patted his chest and assured loudly. Mo Yuan glanced at him and said, take back all the previous territory. Huh? This. Suddenly, Solby's momentum was completely lost, and his voice was weak. If they could GHT through, they wouldn't have ended up like this. Oh, don't worry, I'll help you. Hearing Mo Yuan's words, Solby was still a little hesitant. Great King, their strength is very strong, and their combat power is millions, even tens of millions. Even if Frieza is resurrected, I can pinch it to death at will. Mo Yuan said lightly. Solby was shocked. Although he didn't know how much combat power Frieza had, he had even thought that Frieza had only 500,000 combat strength. However, since Frieza's death, the forces that had been suppressed by Frieza have emerged. There is no lack of combat effectiveness of millions, tens of millions of strong people. Since then, Solby has learned that Frieza's strength is nightly more than 500,000. Otherwise, how could he suppress these people? But Mo Yuan said that he could pinch Frieza to death at will. So how strong does he have to be? For Mo Yuan's words, Solby will not have the slightest doubt. Thinking that he would have a big backer in the future, Solby couldn't stop the excitement in his heart. Excitedly said, Great King, when will we act? He can't wait to call back. It is necessary to vent all the grievances these days. Let's go. Mo Yuan ordered. Everyone moved in an orderly manner. They all had excited smiles on their faces. At this time, Solby suddenly thought of something, knelt down on one knee to Mo Yuan, and said, Great King, please name our forces. Mo Yuan thought for a moment, and then said squarely, Celestial Empire. We are called there Celestial Empire. Mo Yuan is ready to create a prosperous era belonging to the Celestial Empire in this Dragon Ball world. Celestial Empire. Celestial. Solby raised his hand and shouted the two words. Under his lead, everyone raised their hands and shouted loudly. Celestial Empire. Celestial. Celestial Empire. Celestial. Celestial Empire. Celestial. For a moment, the voices in the spacecraft were booming. After dealing with these things, Mo Yuan left a doppelganger of his own on this spaceship, and then returned to Earth. This avatar was improved by Mo Yuan using Tanjin Rice's 4-body street. This avatar has half of his normal combat power. The main thing is that this avatar can exist for a long time. Unless the power is exhausted, or Mo Yuan takes the initiative to lift, it will not disappear. Chapter 73. Time you buy, and 2 months passed in the blink of an eye. During this time, Mo Yuan replaced the universal capsule technology with a large amount of alien technology and Dr. Brive that he took from Solby. However, the universal capsules produced by Mo Yuan will not be sold on Earth, but only on planets other than Earth. It's a win-win partnership, and Dr. Brive has no reason to refuse, because he didn't think about driving the company to aliens. And although the alien technology given by Mo Yuan is not as good as the universal capsule technology, it is better than the quantity, and they are all very advanced technologies in their universe. Moreover, the medical devices inside, in a sense, are not less valuable than universal capsules. After all, that can be regarded as a low-end version of fairy beans. Meanwhile, with the assistance of Mo Yuan's doppelganger, Solby quickly snatched back the previous territory. Those forces are the strongest, that is, a few strong people with 30 or 40 million combat power. After being beaten twice by Mo Yuan's doppelganger, he received a boxed lunch. Even the energy of the avatar didn't consume much. Soon, a force called the Celestial Empire became famous in the Northern Galaxy. After the territory was snatched back, Mo Yuan did not let them go back to their old business, plundering and selling planets. Instead, it began to absorb some weak countries and obtain resources through reasonable taxation. Likewise, they will be responsible for protecting these small countries from other powers. Compared to other forces, the resources collected by the Celestial Empire were too small. As a result, countless small countries have turned to the Celestial Empire. Other forces were forced by the strength of the Celestial Empire, and could only watch their own power shrink little by little, but they dared to be angry and did not dare to speak. No way. After Frieza's death, the remaining strongest forces have been destroyed by the Celestial Empire. The remaining forces can't even ND a strong person with a combat power of more than 1 million. Under this circumstance, where would they dare to stand up and contend with the Celestial Empire? Many forces have begun to retreat. Many of them have no source of income. If there is no income, what will a large group of people depend on to feed? They slowly began to consider, should they withdraw from the North Galaxy and seek livelihood elsewhere? Moreover, if the Celestial Empire continues to develop, it may destroy them one day. After all, under the couch, how can others sleep soundly? They also understand this, so they do not dare and are not willing to gamble with their lives. Gradually, with the development of the Celestial Empire, many forces quietly left the Northern Galaxy. After the rise of the Celestial Empire, the wars in the Northern Galaxy also became less. With the link of the Celestial Empire, there is a direct connection between various countries and planets. Driven by the Celestial Empire, they began free trade, and universal capsules have also begun to slowly enter the big market of the universe. Everything is going in a good direction. Earth. Lazily lay lazily on the sofa. Probably because her belly is getting bigger, she has become lazier and lazier recently. When you are full, you get sleepy, and you want to lie down and don't want to move. They are also particularly prone to hunger. Very peculiar. Since she was transformed into a human being, she hardly feels hungry. But now she could really feel the emptiness in her stomach. It may be that the child in her belly absorbs a lot of her nutrients, so that she has to eat regularly to supplement nutrients. Wife and sister, you can eat. Mo Yuan came out of the kitchen, and there were several plates waiting around him, as well as a casserole. Lazily is already approaching her due date. Therefore, Mo Yuan did not go out to cultivate during this time, and has been staying at home to take care of her. Place the meal on the table in front of Lazily. Then Mo Yuan helped her up from the sofa and sat down. Husband, you are so good, fragrant one. Mua. Lazily hooked Mo Yuan's neck, kissed him heavily on the face, and Nelly sucked hard. A small strawberry was immediately planted on Mo Yuan's face. Lazily looked at the small strawberries on Mo Yuan-jan's face, and her eyes couldn't help but bend into two small crescents. What's it that laughs so much? Mo Yuan poured a bowl of sh soup for Lazily, and seeing her smiling so happily, she was a little confused. Can you not be happy with such a handsome and good husband? Opening parenthesis, comma, closing parenthesis, tilde. Lazily took a sip of the delicious sh soup and smiled sweetly. Mo Yuan raised his eyebrows lightly, and said narcissistically, yes, I also think I'm handsome. It's stinky. Praise you in 2 sentences and out like this. That's not it. Mo Yuan's face was full of pride. This is my ice and snow cleverness, beautiful and generous, naturally beautiful, closed moon Shemoa, sinking sh falling keys, showing outside wisdom, choo-choo moving. Wife personally praised. Can it not hurt? Mo Yuan's series of rainbow farts are a little embarrassed to shoot lazily. Grab a large piece of meat and stuff it into his mouth and block his mouth. Shut up, you. After Mo Yuan swallowed the meat in his mouth, he looked intoxicated and said, the taste of the meat fed by my wife is different. It is so fragrant. As soon as he finished speaking, a few pieces of meat were stuffed into his mouth, and it was stuffed full. Mo Yuan chewed for a while, and after swallowing the contents of his mouth, he just wanted to speak. The mouth is stuffed again. Mo Yuan did not refuse, and he ate as much as lazily fed, and enjoyed it very much. But you can't eat all this meal by yourself. So Mo Yuan was feeding her with vegetables while receiving lazily's feeding. Slowly, the meal was nished under the two of them feeding each other. After eating, Mo Yuan sat on the sofa with his arm around Lazily's shoulders. Lazily's head rested on Mo Yuan's shoulder, touching her bulging belly, with a happy smile on her face. Husband, I feel them kicking me in the stomach. That's right. Lazily has twins in her belly, and they are also dragon and phoenix fetuses. Really? Mo Yuan gently placed his hand on Lazily's stomach. Sure enough, I could clearly feel something moving in my stomach. Does it hurt? Mo Yuan looked at Lazily distressedly. Lazily shook her head, and her voice was gentle. It's okay, it hurts a little. This stinky boy dares to make my wife suffer so much, and when he comes out, I must teach him a good lesson. Mo Yuan said indignantly. Just as Lazily wanted to say something, she suddenly felt a sharp pain in her stomach. Her whole face instantly turned white, and dense beads of sweat came out of her body. Husband, I seem it's going to be born. Lazily gasped. Mo Yuan picked her up anxiously, and then moved to the hospital in an instant. Mo Yuan on the side of the hospital has already made a point in advance. As long as he comes over, he can deliver the baby immediately. Mo Yuan followed Lazily into the delivery room and comforted her next to her. Looking at Lazily's painfully white little face, Mo Yuan was also very uncomfortable in his heart. Just this once, Mo Yuan decided that it was enough to give birth to this child, and he was reluctant to let Lazily suffer like this again. 2 children were born more than 10 hours later. But Mo Yuan took care of them amply, and the wish power in his body continued to flow from his body into Lazily's body to restore her to the damage caused by giving birth. Under the nourishment of the will, Lazily's face slowly turned red, and the pain gradually disappeared. Husband, show me the child. After recovering a bit, Lazily sat up from the bed and couldn't wait to see her baby. Mo Yuan then went to the crib next to him to pick up the 2 children, which was also the time he saw his own children. He felt as if they were connected by something special. Maybe this was the feeling of blood connection. These 2 children are not like ordinary newborn children. Their skin is wrinkled. Their skin is smooth and white, like jelly, and they look very cute. Both children have the characteristics of Mo Yuan. with small horns on both sides of their heads and a small tail on their butts. The boy's hair, like lazily, is blonde and his tail is blonde. The girl's hair is milky white, and the tail behind her is the same milky white as the hair color. How cute! When lazily saw these two children, she remembered the RST time she saw Mo Yuan. Just as cute. The heart is about to be cute. She felt that her suffering in the past 10 months had not been in vain. They also chose the names of the two children long ago. The girl's name is Mo Kainian. The boy's name is Mo Tanlin. Chapter 74. After having two children, Mo Yuan and Lazily's lives have changed dramatically. Husband, I really want to stuff them back. Lazily held a blonde baby boy and looked at Mo Yuan resentfully. Since the birth of these two children, they have hardly lived as a couple. Every time you want to do something, you have to be sneaky. Mo Yuan held his daughter and couldn't help but fall into deep thought. What exactly is having a baby for? How to make these two children disappear at the right time? There you have it. Mo Yuan's spirit dashed. Thought of a good way, huh? Lazily tilted her head and looked at the excited Mo Yuan suspiciously, not knowing why. Mo Yuan hugged Mo Tanlin in Lazily's arms. After a burst of spatial fluctuations, Mo Yuan held the two children and disappeared in place. After a while, Mo Yuan reappeared. It's just that the two children he was holding have disappeared. What about the children? The corner of Mo Yuan's mouth hooked a meaningful smile. Go where they should go. Hearing this, Lazily seemed to understand something, and showed a little devilish smile. Madame, it's getting late, it's time to rest. Mo Yuan stared at Lazily's delicate body, his eyes shining. After giving birth, Lazily's body is more plump. Of course, these meats are also very sensible. Only, go where they should go. The little white rabbit who grew up was even more naughty, and every jump disturbed Mo Yuan's mind and made him swoon. Lazily blushed, gently lifted the quilt, and looked at him with affection. Eyes meet, hearts connect, everything is silent. Yay! Lazily gently patted Mo Yuan's head and complained, tomorrow the child will have to be hungry. Mo Yuan raised his head and said indifferently, don't worry, with their uncle here, they won't go hungry. Lazily rolled her eyes helplessly. Forget it, after all, it is the husband I found, what can I do? I can only spoil it. Mo Yuan smiled. The long knife was unsheathed for several months, and the blade was dull. It's time to sheath and take care of it. The day the long knife is sheathed, the night returns. On an island thousands of miles away. Lappius stared blankly at the two babies in his hands. There was no reaction for a while. He only remembered that he was still sleeping in bed, and then suddenly a gear appeared. And then he had two more heavy babies in his hands. There was also a bunch of baby items like diapers next to the bed. At the same time, a familiar voice sounded in his ears. Lapis, your nephew and niece miss you, and they have to come to see you in the evening, so you must have missed them very much, right? I still have something to do at home, so I won't bother you to reminisce. See you later. Bastard. Lapis's back teeth were almost crushed, and he said viciously, I'm going to kill you at all. The aura on Lapis is revealed. Suddenly, the sky over the island was covered with dark clouds, lightning and thunder. The tides on the sea were turbulent, and the wind was boom, thundered, and the huge thunder was deafening. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The two babies in Lapis's hands were instantly awakened by thunder and burst into tears. Kinkin obedient, Tanlin obedient, uncle took you to have fun. In an instant, the dark clouds in the sky dispersed, and the sea returned to calm, as if everything was an illusion just now. Lapis was completely imposing, grimacing, and hurriedly coaxing the two children. For a moment, he had a feeling of exhaustion. Instead of coaxing children, he would rather have a muscle-to-muscle collision with Vegeta, a man-to-man gladiatorial GHT. Suddenly I miss Vegeta a little, and if he's there, I can help share a child. Unfortunately, I don't know when it started, unless it was a critical time of cultivation. Vegeta took the initiative to run home as soon as it got dark, and he couldn't stop it. As for the 16th, he didn't know to run to that place in search of an endangered species. Unknowingly, two children have been born for almost a year. The Dragon Ball that lazily hung around her neck has returned to its original shape and is no longer a stone. Come out, Shenlong, please grant my wish. After playing with lazily last time, Mo Yuan changed the spell back to a normal spell. The huge divine dragon appeared again, and the 4 members of the Mo Yuan family appeared. In the core of the divine dragon, the two children looked at the majestic divine dragon with their eyes shining, and waved their small short arms at the divine dragon. If it weren't for being held by Mo Yuan, these two little guys would have owned directly over. Say your wishes, and whatever your wishes, I will grant them. Huge sounds echoed in this space. Wish lazily has long thought of it. This time, her wish is to allow herself to absorb the vitality and activate her bloodline. Please give me the ability to absorb vitality. Hearing Lazily's wish, the golden light flashed in Shenlong's eyes. After a while, Shenlong's voice sounded again, sorry, I can't fulfill this wish. In this regard, Lazily was not very surprised. She had expected this result, but it would still be a pity. Lazily asked again, then can you activate the bloodline in my body? Shenlong shook his head and said, I'm sorry, I can't fulfill this wish. Alas, Lazily sighed helplessly. Some loss. At this time, Shenlong spoke again, although I can't activate the bloodline in your body, you can activate it yourself, because you already have the key. Key? Lazily was puzzled. Shenlong nodded. Yes, the opening conditions of the bloodline of the Earthlings can not only rely on the vitality, but also need higher level energy as a key to open, and the vitality is only one of the keys, not the only key. Advanced energy? Could it be? A hint of joy ashed in Lazily's eyes, and a transparent energy emerged in her hand, and under their influence of this energy, the space around her became a little distorted. Space energy. Lazily has an excellent talent for space, and she can easily sense spatial energy. Ever since she learned to teleport, she has been developing the use of spatial energy. It's just that she didn't expect that spatial energy could actually be used as a key to activating their bloodline. It seems that you have understood. That's right. As long as you let your bloodline absorb enough spatial energy, your bloodline will naturally activate. Well, your wish has come true. After Shenlong finished speaking, it turned into light again and disappeared. The Mo Yuan family also returned to their manor again. Obviously, Shenlong directly took this question as a wish for Lazily. The stone turned DragonBallZ oated into Lazily's hands. Lazily carefully embedded the stone bead in the necklace and put it back around her neck. Chapter 75. Dragon. No. The divine dragon disappeared, and Mo Kainian and Mo Tanlin's little eyes in Mo Yuan's arms were full of disappointment. They are less than a year old and can simply say a few words. Look at these two little guys with their small mouths ated, looking like they are about to cry. Mo Yuan quickly outlined a purple divine dragon with Qi. Kinkin, Tanlin, what do you think that is? When the two little guys saw the divine dragon Ying in the sky, they immediately smiled. Dragon clapped his hands, his small mouth babbled, and then the two little guys flew out from Mo Yuan's arms. These two little guys are born with 1,000,000 combat power, and Ying is as simple for them as drinking water. Mo Yuan controlled the Shenlong to play with them. After playing for several hours, it was almost dark before Mo Yuan put away the dragon. But the two children still look like they haven't played enough. In the end, it was Mo Yuan who promised to play with them tomorrow, and they reluctantly agreed. Mo Yuan lay on the bed and coaxed the two children to sleep. After knowing the conditions for activating the bloodline, Lazily couldn't wait to activate the bloodline early. As a result, the task of taking care of the two children was handed over to Mo Yuan. Because Lazily was not available, Mo Yuan decided to let these two children not think about their uncle for the time being. Lapis, listen to me, thank you for convex, '+. It took half an hour, and Mo Yuan nearly coaxed the two children to sleep. Mo Yuan looked at the two children lying on his sides, who looked a little similar to himself and Lazily, and couldn't help but have a happy smile on his face. After coming into this world, he has his own friends, family, and now his own children. If his parents knew, they would be happy for him. Thinking about it, Mo Yuan also slowly fell asleep. In the night sky, the stars are dotted, and the clear moon emits a faint light, and the moonlight covers the earth like a thin veil. At night, everything seems so peaceful. Suddenly, a strange energy fluctuation woke Mo Yuan up. He opened his eyes and found that the whole room was like daylight, illuminated by strong light, and the one who radiated the light was nothing else. It was the two little guys lying on his left and right. Mo Kainian and Mo Tanlin were shrouded in light. Mo Yuan couldn't see what was happening inside the light. Husband, what's going on? What happened? Sensing this energy, Lazily immediately put down her cultivation and immediately teleported back. Seeing these two glowing objects on the bed, Lazily was a little anxious. Mo Yuan grabbed Lazily's shoulders, patted her palm on her shoulder, and soothed. Don't worry, although I don't know what's going on, I feel that this may not be a bad thing. But Lazily still couldn't be relieved, looking at the two light masses, frowning and worried. But she didn't dare to mess around, for fear of any accident. After all, it is his own child. Although Mo Yuan asked Lazily not to worry, he is actually very worried in his heart, for fear that something will happen to the child. Even though Mo Yuan opened his eyes, he still couldn't see what was happening inside. But you can faintly feel that there is some kind of magical change in them, or rather, they are transforming. A few minutes passed. The light that wrapped around the two children gradually dissipated. Mo Yuan and Lazily both opened their eyes wide and stared closely. Their eyes did not dare to blink. Soon, the light completely dissipated. Mo Yuan and Lazily could now see clearly. After seeing clearly what was on the bed, the two of them were stunned. The two children could no longer be seen where they were lying. In its place were two half-meter-long, scale-covered dragons with 4 claws. Of these two divine dragons, one is white and the other is golden. From the breath, Mo Yuan and Lazily could sense that these two dragons were indeed the breath of their own children. The white divine dragon is his younger sister Mo Kainian, and the golden divine dragon is his brother Mo Tanlin. So lazily nodded Mo Yuan with hunger and asked sluggishly, these two divine dragons are our children? It should be. Mo Yuan nodded his head equally sluggishly, if nothing else, because he had Saiyan blood in his body. Mo Yuan had also wondered if he would become an orangutan. But after such a long time, he had seen the full moon many times, but it had not changed in the slightest. He originally thought that he should not have this ability. Now it seems maybe he can transform too, but not into an orangutan. Instead, it becomes a dragon. It seems that after the bloodline fusion, his transformation method and transformation form have changed. Thinking that he could become a divine dragon, Mo Yuan couldn't help but get excited, and his eyes began to glow. But now is clearly not a good time. Mo Yuan tried hard to suppress his impulsive thoughts. Then pick up the two little dragons on the bed. These two little guys slept like dead pigs. Being turned over and over by Mo Yuan in his hand, he still had no intention of waking up. However, Mo Yuan still has a doubt. What can I do to get them back to the way they were? Husband, they won't change back, will they? Lazily obviously had the same questions as Mo Yuan. Although the dragon shape is very handsome, it still feels a little strange. Mo Yuan shook his head. No, it would innately be able to change back, but now I don't know much about how to transform. As long as I can know how to transform, I can know how to change back. Mo Yuan is still relatively calm. After all, after they transform, unlike ordinary Saiyans, they will go crazy and attack people indiscriminately. Obviously, this transformation does not affect their sanity. However, in order to be conservative, Mo Yuan and lazily decided to guard them and see what to do next when they woke up. When they were near, the characteristic of small children is that they can sleep very well. They slept until 10 o'clock the next morning. When they gradually woke up, Mo Tanlin opened his confused eyes. Dragon. Seeing the little white dragon lying next to him, he was suddenly sleepy, and his confused eyes brightened. Xiaobai Long Mo Kainian heard his brothers shout Dragon, and immediately sobered up. When he opened his eyes, he saw a small golden dragon looking at him with burning eyes. Dragon. Then the two dragons looked at each other suspiciously, because they heard familiar voices from each other's mouths. The two little guys looked suspicious, and the dog walked towards each other, raised his little paws and tentatively touched each other. Then, as if discovering something, the two dragons quickly retreated and looked at each other in shock. Giggle was originally quite worried, but seeing the stunned appearance of these two little guys, lazily and Mo Yuan couldn't help but laugh. Oh, Mama. The two dragons flew over and threw themselves into the arms of their parents. Then he pointed at each other and babbled in his mouth, as if he was accusing something. Mo Yuan brought the cursing two dragons to the mirror, and after seeing themselves in their mirror, they nearly knew what happened. They turned into dragons. Two little guy eyes second change star eye, handsome. Then the two little guys were so excited that they broke free from Mo Yuan's hands, and then out through the window. Mo Yuan originally wanted to ask them how they changed. But think about it, after all, it's just two children who haven't reached the age of 1, they can't speak clearly, and it is estimated that they can't ask anything. Mo Yuan could only study it on his own. Chapter 76. After studying for half a day, Mo Yuan was still confused and did not make the slightest progress. In the evening, Mo Yuan found two little divine dragons who played until they didn't know how to go home. Then asked them, Kinkin, Tanlin, can you change back to your original form? The two little guys tilted their heads, not understanding why they would make such a strange request. Come on. The way they look now is simply type ants. Alright? Of course, more importantly, they don't know how to change back. The two little dragons lay on the ground, one paw supporting their chin, and fell into deep thought. This question is obviously beyond the order for them. Their small heads are stuffed with big doubts. How to change back? That's a problem. Two little heads running fast. Although I don't understand, I think about it before I say it. There. Two little guys thought about it, their eyes gradually losing focus. Then slowly closed his eyes. Mo Yuan, asleep? Degrees vertical bar, underscore. Looking at the two sleeping little dragons on the ground, a large sweat appeared on Mo Yuan's forehead. Alas. Shaking his head, Mo Yuan covered his forehead and sighed helplessly. Forget it. Let's study it yourself. Don't dwell on this anymore. Mo Yuan was preparing to take these two little guys home. Suddenly, a faint light appeared on them. The situation is the same as last night. Mo Yuan stretched out his ninja and gently placed it on them, feeling the changes in their bodies. A special energy was released from the core in their bodies and owed throughout their bodies. That's right. They, like Shalu, also have a core existence in their bodies. Normal people's hearts and brains are not vital to them. Even if the heart is cracked and the brain is shattered, as long as the core is not damaged, these can be restored instantly. But their core is not like Sharu's core. At their heart is a bead. Mo Yuan's beads are purple gold, Mo Tanlin's beads are golden, and Mo Kainian's beads are milky white. Now, Mo Yuan felt, perhaps he could call this bead Dragon Ball, soon. The energy in the core led the whole body of the two little guys. Shrouded in light, the two little guys changed back to human form little by little. The magic is, the two little guys were still wearing the pajamas they wore when they went to bed last night. Unlike Saiyans who turn into orangutans, each transformation requires the loss of a set of clothes. This is undoubtedly good news. Mo Yuan picked up the two children from the ground and then teleported them home. He already understood the method of transformation. If you are not in a hurry at this time, go home. RST =====. At home, Lazily has almost prepared dinner, and when Mo Yuan NDS the two little guys, he can open the meal. I don't know if the two little guys have changed back. Lazily still thinks that their humanoid appearance is more soft and cute. And the body is soft, and it is comfortable to hold. Wife and sister, we're back. A familiar voice sounded. Mo Yuan held the two dolls and instantly appeared next to Lazily. Poof! The two little guys were thrown onto the sofa by Mo Yuan. They are lying on the sofa with their asses pouting, not meaning to be sober at all. If it is an ordinary child, it must not be thrown like this. But these two little dolls are not ordinary people, just with their million combat effectiveness, let alone fall. Even if they are bombarded with a missile, they are unscathed. Lazily was overjoyed when she saw the two little guys who had changed back into human form. Her two cute little cuties are back. Why is it cute? Because the little cutie in her heart can only be the one she loves the most. Even these two pieces of heart-ash that fell from her body can only be ranked second. Husband, how did they change back? Mo Yuan thought for a moment and said, I just asked if they can change back. Mo Yuan nodded and shook his head again. What do you mean? Lazily was a little confused. After I asked, they started thinking, and then they fell asleep thinking about them. And after falling asleep they changed back on their own like last night. For a long time, they still don't know how to control the transformation. After being stunned for a while, he asked, so they transform when they fall asleep? Not really. Mo Yuan touched his chin and thought for a while, and continued, now that I have figured out how to transform, I will slowly teach them to control the transformation, and even if they can't control it, I can help them transform back. That's good. After listening to Mo Yuan's words, Lazily was relieved. Then the two called the two little guys who were sleeping on the sofa to eat. These two little guys can eat now. Their teeth are excellent, and they will gnaw directly when they hold the meat. At RST, Mo Yuan and Lazily were afraid that their bodies would not be able to eat it, but later they found that there was no fart matter, so they let them eat casually. After learning to eat, they also naturally weaned their milk. But because they weaned too early, Lazily's milk ooded. Adhering to the principle of not wasting, Mo Yuan can only taste it by his son. Mo Yuan ran to a planet in an uninhabited galaxy far from the solar system. Get ready to complete your transformation here. He already fully understood the speci-seat transformation method. He always felt that his transformation might not be as simple as the two children. Therefore, in order to prevent accidents, he chose to run to this place for the RST time to transform into a dragon. The planet's temperature is extremely low, estimated to be below -200 degrees. But Mo Yuan completely ignored this temperature, and for him, this temperature could not affect him at all. He sat on the ground, calmed his mind, and communicated the special power in his core. Wisps of energy gushed out from his core and owed to every corner of his body. The purple light penetrated through the body, wrapping Mo Yuan to form a cocoon of light. Mo Yuan felt that his whole body was warm, as if he was soaked in warm water. However, what Mo Yuan did not discover was that the light cocoon that trapped him was expanding in a terrifying rapidity. A few minutes passed, and the light cocoon gradually dissipated. Mo Yuan opened his eyes, and he felt that there was a breath blocked in his throat, not vomiting or unhappy. Roar. The sound could not be transmitted in the vacuum, but a circle of invisible huge waves could be seen spreading outward from Mo Yuan's mouth. Everywhere they passed, all things, meteorites, and stars were annihilated and turned into cosmic dust. After spitting out this breath, Mo Yuan Nally felt much more comfortable. Cool. After calming down, Mo Yuan found that he was not on the planet just now. It's in space. Moreover, he found that there were actually small beads around his body. At a glance, what kind of little beads are this? It is clearly a huge planet. Mo Yuan opened his heart and saw his current self from the perspective of God. A purple divine dragon about the size of the divine dragon he greeted with DragonBallZ appeared in his line of sight. The size of an ordinary planet is not as big as his ninja. Every time Mo Yuan's body swayed, several nearby planets would be smashed by him. Seeing this scene, he couldn't help but feel a little lucky. It's good that I didn't transform on Earth, otherwise, the entire solar system would be destroyed by his huge body. Chapter 77. The Vast Universe. A huge purple divine dragon shuttled through countless star-elds at great speed. Where the divine dragon swept by, a terrifying cosmic storm rolled up. Countless planets were affected by the storm and fell out of orbit, and the entire galaxy fell apart. In an instant, Mo Yuan shuttled freely in the starry sky, and there was a sense of freedom for the dragon to return to the sea. The whole universe is like a huge ocean. Let him gallop. Suddenly, Mo Yuan thought of a question. He's a little too big. If you want to play with two children in the shape of a dragon, there is no way. You'll have to find a way to get smaller. Do what you say. Mo Yuan froze in the void. He calmed down, mobilized that special energy, and tried to shrink his body. Soon, he found a way to zoom out. I saw that his body, which was thousands of times larger than the solar system, rapidly shrunk. After a while, it shrank to just over 2 meters long. Looking at his body that was more than 2 meters long, Mo Yuan nodded with satisfaction. Sense the space node in the home. Teleportation, then disappears into the void. A burst of spatial fluctuation zashed. A purple divine dragon more than 2 meters long appeared beside Lazily. At this time, Lazily was playing with the two little dragons. These two little guys have been able to control the transformation perfectly. You can change your form anytime, anywhere. Mo Yuan's appearance immediately attracted their attention. Husband? SHHX2. Mo Yuan's body ashed with brilliance, and instantly changed back to human form. He was already able to complete the transformation instantly, and it did not take a little time like the RST transformation. So handsome. The brother and sister had 2 eyes with stars, pew over, and hugged Mo Yuan's 2 arms, one left and one right. There 2 small mouths of dragon change, and handsome, chattered non-stop. Good, dragon to play with you. Mo Yuan looked at the 2 hairy children dotingly and said with a smile, happiness is yours, and I have nothing. Lazily watched the scene of their father's leal piety from the side, and her heart was sour. Obviously he was still screaming just now, but now he completely ignored her. When Baba, heard this, Mo Yuan's heart suddenly tightened, and he threw the 2 children away, and then rushed to Lazily's side with an arrow step, skillfully hugging her thin waist. My wife, do you want to be Yin again? What about Dragon Knight? Yin? Lazily keenly catches the point. Slip of the tongue. Ha. Mo Yuan tried to muddle through. Lazily didn't take this seriously either. She hesitated and said, ride you? Wouldn't it be bad? Mo Yuan leaned into Lazily's ear and said with a bad smile, it's all old husband and wife, and it's not the RST time to ride me. When will I ride? Lazily's retorted voice stopped abruptly, as if thinking of something, and her pretty face was stained pink, like a ripe tomato. The heroic posture of my wife and sister galloping last night is deep in my heart, and I can't help it every time I think of it. Shut up. There. Red-faced image came to Lazily's mind. She was ashamed and angry, and quickly covered Mo Yuan's mouth to prevent him from continuing. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'll have to end ear seam to drill into. Mo Yuan smiled, took away the hand that covered his mouth, and then asked, ride or not? Ride. Lazily gritted her teeth and looked at him. Mo Kainian and Mo Tanlin's brothers and sisters looked at each other on the side. They don't understand what Mom and Dad are talking about, but it looks like they're arguing. Mom looked angry, but Dad seemed happy. I don't understand. The two saw the same thought in each other's eyes. The world of adults is really difficult to understand. Let's go, kids, let's go play. Mo Yuan shouted at the child. He had already changed into a dragon form, and in order to make Lazily sit a little more comfortable, Mo Yuan had also made his body a little bigger. He turned over his head to Lazily, who was sitting on his back, and instructed, I'm big, you clamp a little, don't slide out. Then it turned into a stream of light and drew out of the gate. Mo Kainian and Mo Tanlin saw that their parents had gone out, and they couldn't think of anything else. The two also turned into dragon forms and chased out. Light years away from the solar coefficient, there is a dark star world. There are no stars in this star world, and it is in darkness all year round, and there is hardly a single light in sight. It's different from usual. Today this star world is unusually bright. Countless planets exploded one after another, bringing a colorful reworks feast to this dark star world. Several bands of light shuttle between the planets, colliding together from time to time. There are often Kaigong bombs shooting out of the light belt, and if a planet with bad luck is hit, then he will become one of the reworks, bringing a brief light to this star world. These light bands are Mo Yuan, Lapis, Sun Wukong, Sun Gohan and Vegeta. Some time ago, Mo Yuan obtained a technique called Inner Rest Gong in the universe through his power Celestial Empire. This exercise has only one function, that is, to give those who practice this exercise the ability to survive in the universe. After Mo Yuan taught this exercise to Sun Wukong, they moved the practice site to the universe. After all, on Earth, they can't let go of their hands and feet, and they have to be careful every time they practice, for fear of accidentally blowing up the solar system. In the past 2 years, Mo Yuan's combat effectiveness has soared from 1.4 billion to 10 billion, and after transformation, his combat effectiveness has reached 1 trillion, that is, a terrifying height of 1 trillion. The combat effectiveness of Vegeta and Sun Wukong has also been greatly improved, and their normal combat power has reached a billion. Sun Gohan's potential is indeed strong, and his combat effectiveness in the past 2 years has surpassed Sun Wukong. and his normal combat power has reached 6 billion, which is 1 billion higher than both Sun Wukong and Vegeta. However, it is worth mentioning that the RST of the three of them to become Super Saiyan 2 was Vegeta. Vegeta, who was the RST to transform, took the opportunity to ravage Son Goku and Lapis for several days. After being abused by Vegeta, Lapis worked hard and became more and more rened, and now, his normal combat power has reached 7 billion, and he can also open a 50-fold increase in the Realm King ST without injury with his strong body. But if it was just this bit of combat power, he wouldn't have been able to beat Vegeta. In order to end the Eld, Lapis began to study the vitality, wanting to fully integrate the power of the vitality into his own chi. Mo Yuan was also interested in the idea of Lapis, so the two studied it together. After half a year of hard work, they nearly managed to fully integrate the power of Yuan Chi into their own chi. In the past, they also had the characteristics of vitality in their chi, but they could only cause stronger damage to evil people, and they had no such effect on others. But now, they can completely increase the power of their chi 5 times, and enact even stronger damage on evil people. In other words, they can now have combat effectiveness with a little combat power than others. So, Vegeta was tragic again, and after half a year, he began to be beaten again. At once, all the forced forces that had been installed for half a year were returned. Vegeta almost doubted his life and was depressed for a long time. Combat effectiveness. This setting I am not ready to abandon. In order to make the combat effectiveness reasonable, I got some settings, which will be explained one by one later. Chapter 78. The battle continues. Mo Yuan walked idly in the overwhelming attacks of Sun Wukong and others, and his body shook a few times, and then he avoided all their attacks. It's not that Mo Yuan's combat experience is much stronger than theirs. It was that his combat effectiveness was too much higher than theirs, and he had an absolute advantage in strength, and their attack was as slow as a turtle in Mo Yuan's eyes. Obviously, this situation Sun Wukong and others have become accustomed to. They were not surprised in the slightest, and one by one they attacked tersely with excitement. On their faces, they prefer to practice in space than their previous practice on Earth. Here they can unleash all their power without reservation, without fear of harming the innocent. As for the planets here, in the entire universe, there are no uninhabited planets like this, and even if they destroy these planets, no one will care at all, let alone have the slightest impact on the universe. The golden aura on the three of Son Goku, Son Gohan and Vegeta burned, and blue arcs of electricity wrapped around them. Now all three of them can become Super Saiyan 2. Mo Yuan couldn't help but envy when he saw it, although he has a 100-fold increase in more than one. But he also wants to become Super 2, who thinks his strength is too strong. And how handsome is Super 2? It's a pity that he doesn't have the slightest clue about Super 2 now. I don't know if it's the normal combat effectiveness that doesn't meet the standard, or if it's some other reason. If it's just that the normal combat effectiveness is not up to standard, after all, the combat effectiveness of this kind of thing is slowly raised. I'm afraid that other unknown conditions are required. If this was the case, then he didn't know how long it would take to complete further transformations. The more I thought about it, the more uncomfortable it became. Looking at the three people who became Super 2, Mo Yuan's eyes revealed a trace of malice. The three Monkey Kings who were attacking suddenly felt a chill in their backs and couldn't help but shiver. Oops! Sun Wukong suddenly found that Mo Yuan on the opposite side had a bad smile on his face. He felt like something bad was going to happen. Really? Almost at the same time, Sun Wukong, Son Gohan, and Vegeta all appeared in front of their eyes with a casserole-sized street. Then the three of them flew out upside down at the same time and smashed into a nearby meteorite. After a while, the three of them climbed out of the meteorite. Because Mo Yuan did not put a heavy hand, there were no wounds on their bodies, but they all wore sunglasses that Mo Yuan carefully conjured for them on their faces. Seeing that the three of them were wearing the same sunglasses as the Iron Eater, Mo Yuan clapped his hands and nodded in satisfaction. This way it looks much more pleasing to the eye. Ha 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 ha. Lapis pointed at the three of them and covered his stomach with one hand and laughed. Sound can't travel in space, so Mo Yuan uses telepathy to connect the of them in series and build something similar to a chat room. Lapis, what are you laughing at? Hearing Lapis's laughter, Sun Wukong was still a little confused. However, after a while, he couldn't help but laugh after seeing the situation on the faces of Vegeta and Son Gohan. Ha 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 ha. It's really funny how Vegeta looks like this now. Ha 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 ha. Vegeta stared at the dead SH and looked speechlessly at the Monkey King who was laughing in the void. HMPH. Kakarot, do you think you're better than me now? Unfortunately, the nervous Son Goku didn't care about this kind of thing at all, pointing at Gohan and continuing to laugh. Ha 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 ha. Gohan, it's funny how you look like this. I can't, you guys are so funny. Ha ha ha. Ha. Vegeta, it's so angry. Obviously everyone is the same. Why does he laugh so happily? It turns out that people without hearts and lungs live happier than ordinary people. He also has a black eye under his eyes, but the person who doesn't care about the image can happily point at another person and laugh. and he doesn't care if the other person laughs at him. The end result is that the other person himself off. Just like the current Monkey King. Dad, we will be scolded when we are seen by our mother like this. Go and pulled Goku's clothes down and said with a worried look, there. Smile on Sun Wukong's face instantly froze. But a smile is not going away, it's just transferring. Just like Vegeta at this time, Goku's smile has shifted to his face. Ha 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 ha. Kakarot, you can actually be scolded by your wife. It's just a laugh to death. Then, with a bit of pride on his face, he showed off, Bulma has never dared to yell at me. At this time, Lappius silently said next to him. But Bulma, she would innately smile very happy to see you like this. Vegeta, =_= very angry. But there is no way to refute it. It seems that you are all very satisfied with each other's appearance. Then I am relieved. The time is almost up. I should go home. After that, Mo Yuan was ready to use teleportation to go home. However, at the moment when Mo Yuan was about to launch teleportation, Sun Wukong stopped him. Yuan, how about you restore us and go back? Otherwise I would have been scolded to death by Kiki. Uncle Mo Yuan, help us recover. Gohan looked at Mo Yuan expectantly and nodded frantically. Even Vegeta's eyes revealed a hint of expectation. Going back like this was ridiculed by Bulma, which was worse than killing him. Does this small injury still need to be treated? Mo Yuan smiled contemptuously. This is definitely not jealousy that they can become super too. Well, definitely not. Degrees V. Ayuan, Sun Wukong exclaimed sadly, and a void sliding shovel hugged Mo Yuan's thigh. Save the child. Sun Wukong clasped his hands together and begged bitterly, Kiki will really scold me to death. Mo Yuan spread his hands. Seeing this, Goku continued to plead, either you cure Gohan, otherwise Kiki will kill me. When she sees Gohan like this, please, come on. It's okay to wear sunglasses yourself. If Gohan wears sunglasses, then Kiki will definitely scold him. Okay, Mobuchi nodded, and then treated Gohan. After the treatment, he teleported home. As for Lapis, Vegeta seemed to be looking for him with something. Anyway, with Sun Wukong here, he will naturally be brought back. Vegeta quietly ran to Lapis, hesitant, and did not hold out a word for a long time. Let's say something straight. Lapis saw Vegeta's twisted appearance and looked more uncomfortable than him. That, muttered Vegeta, a hint of shame on her face. Lapis's heart tightened, and he subconsciously took a few steps back. Wouldn't he like me? Vegeta roared. Bastard, what are you thinking? With Lapis's expression on his face, Vegeta knew he wasn't thinking of anything good. Then what are you shy? Lapis didn't have a good airway. I just wanted to ask you, how did you grow so tall? Vegeta was so angry that he asked the question he had been holding back for a long time. You know, when they RST met, Lapis was about the same height as him, and he could even suppress Lapis by his hairstyle. But the second time they met, Lapis was like eating hormones, and suddenly grew 20 centimeters taller. Is this reasonable? Ha 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 ha. Ha ha. Lapis burst out laughing when he heard Vegeta's question. Vegeta yelled at him, bastard, don't hide knives in laughter. Vegeta, I didn't expect you to have this kind of trouble, but we're different. I was short before, not because I didn't grow tall, but because I was transformed into a human being before I grew tall. My physical development slowed down, and my physical development rate returned to normal during that time in the mental time house, so I suddenly grew taller. And you? Lapis smiled contemptuously. You are simply because you are not tall. Vegeta, times and percent yen hashat equals. Chapter 79. When night falls, the blue sky is dotted with stars, and sometimes meteors drag their long tails across the sky, making this starry sky more vivid. And in the depths of this vast universe, a Gyur sits in the void. The purple gold aura on his body burned, and the surrounding space was extremely distorted, as if it was about to be burned through. Invisible spatial energy surged from all directions. Space energy is like a tidal wave, forming invisible waves. The Gyur at the center of the tide was like a huge black hole, frantically devouring these spatial energies. Some time ago, Mo Yuan had been trying to transform himself into a Super Second form. However, there has been no progress. He maintained himself in a Super 1 form all day. At that time, his Super 1 form had reached full power, and even if he kept this form, there would be no consumption. However, after seeing that lazily successfully activated the bloodline with spatial energy, Mo Yuan's spirit hashed and he had a new idea. Perhaps he also needs to use space energy. It's like needing vitality to activate the bloodline. Maybe he is going to turn into the Super Second form. So he came to the depths of the universe and unscrupulously absorbed space energy. As the spatial energy is absorbed by the bloodline little by little, Mo Yuan could clearly feel that his bloodline was gradually strengthening. The change excites him. Mo Yuan was almost certain that this was the opportunity for him to transform into Jiao. He absorbed spatial energy without distraction. The range of the heart eye has now reached a terrifying distance of 10 light years. The spatial energy in this range was pulled by Mo Yuan, and madly rushed towards him. It took a full 2 months, and the bloodlines in Mo Yuan's body nearly absorbed enough spatial energy to reach a saturated state. Then, Mo Yuan felt a terrifying force burst out from his bloodline. He also began to change in his body. The purple-gold aura gradually solidified, as if a realm was attached to Mo Yuan's body. At the same time, a silver-gray electric light dashed in the aims, and in an instant, dense thunder and lightning lingered all over Mo Yuan's body. Mo Yuan, who is surrounded by thunder and is like an ancient god, extremely noble, and his eyes are domineering with the world, which makes people daunted and dare not look directly. The oppressive aura on his body instantly swept the 4 major galaxies of the southeast, southwest and northwest, and even the star elves outside the galaxy were affected. DragonBallZ said that there are countless galaxies like the Milky Way and the universe. Sun Wukong and the others, who were practicing in another star domain, were immediately shocked by this terrifying aura. This is the breath of a Yuan. Sun Wukong was stunned to look at the direction where their breath was transmitted. This powerful aura could not compete with it even if they were now combined. Gohan was also stunned. Is this his Super Saiyan 2? Why is it so powerful? Vegeta clenched his STS, gritting his teeth unwillingly. As a Saiyan prince, he nearly raised his strength, and also cultivated to the form of Super Saiyan 2, originally thinking that he would soon be able to approach Mo Yuan's strength. Unexpectedly, in just 2 months, Mo Yuan's strength soared again like riding on a rocket. Now Mo Yuan's level of strength is completely incomparable to him. The Amin Vegeta's heart that was stimulated ignited again. He would nightly not allow purebred Saiyans to be worse than Mo Yuan's hybrids. Yes, not allowed. Lapis was also frightened by this breath, but after the fright, he was more happy. No matter how Mo Yuan is also his brother-in-law, no matter how strong he is also his own person, so Lapis will not feel jealous at all, but will only feel happy for Mo Yuan. The 4 people had their own ideas in their minds, but one thing was the same. That is, their gifting spirit has been aroused. Our Yuan is so strong, we can't lag behind, double our practice. Everybody, Sun Wukong said. With high morale, the others did not speak, but the gifting spirit burning in their eyes already expressed their inner thoughts. Mo Yuan moved his hands and feet. He could feel the power in his body soaring wildly. The normal combat effectiveness has fully doubled to 20 billion combat effectiveness. The increase in the Super 2 form has reached an increase of 100 times, which has exceeded the increase of Super Saiyan 3 more than 300-400 times. Moreover, after the spatial energy was integrated into his own chi, the chi in Mo Yuan's body made a qualitative leap, and the power of the chi doubled again. In other words, the quality of his chi in his body now has reached 10 times that of ordinary people. The majestic power in his body made Mo Yuan can't bear to throw a punch. I saw that Mo Yuan's arm actually disappeared into the void, and on a huge star in the distance, an arm with a clenched ST appeared out of thin air and smashed the surface of the star. The terrifying power poured out from the ST and penetrated the entire star, and suddenly the surface of the star was covered with dense cracks. Mo Yuan withdrew his arm. In an instant, the huge star in the distance began to collapse, and then contracted strangely, disappearing into the void as if it had been sucked away by something. This power. Mo Yuan looked at his hands incredulously. With just one random punch, destroy a huge star. The star is at least 100 times larger than the Sunday. Such a huge planet, but he easily destroyed it like pinching an ant to death. But if you think about it, it's relieving. He has now transformed into a super second form, and his combat power has reached 10 trillion, that is, 10 trillion, but his actual combat power has reached 100 trillion. With such a powerful combat power, he can destroy a planet with a single breath. Not to mention that he threw a punch. The use of space energy made him even more excited. After lazily activated the bloodline with spatial energy some time ago, Mo Yuan's ability to control space had been fascinated for a long time. Now, he can do it perfectly. Since fusing spatial energy, Mo Yuan felt that he could control spatial energy as he wished. For example, he can now build a spatial passage that allows ordinary people to carry out ultra-long-distance spatial transfer through the spatial channel, and this spatial passage can be retained for a long time, not the kind that can only be used once. His use of spatial energy has completely surpassed his previous self. If he GHTS with Sun Wukong now, he can completely make Sun Wukong not sense spatial fluctuations, and he can also block space, so that Sun Wukong can't even use teleportation. And it's much more than that. This kind of control over space energy, let alone manipulate space, and even like the evil thought wave in the original work, it is possible to transform into space and turn the body into space particles. That feeling is actually a bit like the elementalization of the natural fruit in a certain Thief King. If the enemy does not have some special means, he can be completely invincible. After all, others can't even touch him, not to mention defeating him. That is to say, if Sun Wukong wants to GHD with Mo Yuan now, the RST problem he has to solve is how to run into Mo Yuan. Only by solving this problem would he be qualified to GHT Mo Yuan. Otherwise, no matter how you GHT, It will just be a waste of time. Chapter 80. A little Lily with white hair ran into the room with excitement on her face, shaking the people in their bed and shouting, "Dad, get up, Kinkin is going to be late for school." Today is the day Mokainian went to elementary school. Because she had never been to kindergarten, this was her RST time in school. Last night, the thought of making so many good friends at school made her so excited that she didn't sleep all night. The little head is full of beautiful fantasies about the school, and even the little tail behind him can't help but swing happily. What time is it? Mo Yuan opened his confused eyes and looked at the alarm clock on the bedside table. 6 o'clock. Mo Yuan was a little helpless. Classes don't start until 8 a.m. in elementary school, and you can get to school before 7:30 a.m. He also set an alarm clock at 6:30 last night, which was more than enough to make breakfast and take them to school. Kinkin, it's only 6 o'clock, it's too early, the school hasn't opened yet, let's sleep for a while, and get up again at 6:30. Huh? The look on Mokainian's face darkened with the naked eye. With a small mouth, said aggrievedly, "But I can't sleep." Seeing his daughter like this, Mo Yuan's heart almost melted. Mo Yuan's thick tail wrapped around his daughter's body and led her into the bed. The broad palm gently patted her back. Sleep. Being coaxed by Mo Yuan, Mokainian gradually felt that her eyelids were getting heavier and heavier. The little head rubbed twice on Dad's chest, adjusted his sleeping position and was ready to sleep. Suddenly, her head seemed to hit something. It sobered her up for a moment. "Keep your eyes peeled." Oh, it turned out to be my mother. "That's all right." Mokainian looked at lazily, who was sleeping deeply next to her, and asked a question that she had been confused for a long time. "Dad, why does Mum sleep so late every morning before waking up? And she looks like she's tired." Mo Yuan suddenly spoke. This question was a little difficult to answer. After thinking for a while, he found a reason to prevaricate. "Mom, she has to practice every night, that's why she is so tired." Simple. Qin Yin was naturally convinced of Mo Yuan's words. Suddenly, he nodded in understanding. "No wonder Mom is so tired every day. It's like this. Then I will practice with my mother every night in the future." Mo Yuan was almost scared to death by his daughter. "This can't be said nonsense, it will be 404. Kinkin, you are still young, you have to sleep at night, otherwise it will affect your development, and you don't want to grow as tall as Uncle Klin in the future, right?" Mo Yuan said thoughtfully. That Kinkin don't want it. Hearing that he would not be as tall as Klin, Qin Yin was so frightened that his little head shook rapidly like a rattle. Klin she has also seen, only a little more than 1 meter. Her brother has 1 meter 4, even she herself is almost 1 meter 3. The bottom line that she can accept in her heart must be at least as high as Vegeta. Although Vegeta has always used his hairstyle to make up his height, he also has 1 meter 6 of meters after removing his hair, which is within the normal height range of girls. Bell bell bell. The alarm clock on the bedside table goes off. Before I knew it, half an hour had passed. Mo Yuan pressed the alarm clock and got up from the bed with his daughter in his arms. Put her daughter on the ground and say to her, "Kinkin, you go and ask your brother to get up, and Dad will wash up and make breakfast for you." Most of the time at home, Mo Yuan is making breakfast, because as long as he is at home, lazily can't get up in the morning. Mokainian gave a military salute to Mo Yuan, guaranteed to complete the task. Then he walked on his small short legs, licked his little tail, and jumped and ran in the direction of Mo Tanlin's room. After washing, Mo Yuan came to the kitchen. These two little guys are the age of the long body, have a particularly good appetite, and can eat a lot of things in one meal. Mo Yuan glanced at a large pot of marinated meat in the kitchen. Ready to give the two of them 10 meat dumplings RST. Mo Yuan made Lao Tongguan meat dumplings, with thin and crunchy skin, which was more popular with children than Beiji bun. The soft, rotten hoof meat is chopped with green peppers and onions, and then the chopped meat is stuffed into the bun. After a while, the stuffed meat dumplings are ready and placed on the table. In addition to meat dumplings, Mo Yuan also made beef soup, fritters, buns, pies and so on. By the time Mo Yuan was all done, the two little guys were already sitting at the dining table, staring at the food with their eyes open. "If you are hungry, you can eat it directly, without waiting for your father." Mo Yuan looked at the two little guys who stared at the food and swallowed their saliva, a little funny. Their family has not established any rules, but since the two brothers and sisters were sensible, they would wait for everyone to start when they ate. In this regard, Mo Yuan still felt very gratified. Just as they were about to eat, lazily yawned and walked downstairs. 7 years have passed since the Sharu incident. Although the current Lazily has not changed much from 7 years ago, her temperament has more mature charm. The shoulder-length hair now falls to the waist, and the long wavy blonde hair that naturally curves is more stylish than the short hair. "How did you get up?" Mo Yuan asked while skillfully pouring a bowl of soup for Lazily. Lazily was obviously not fully awake, sleepy-eyed. Her eyes were not fully opened, and she walked to Mo Yuan and sat down next to Mo Yuan by feeling. "Today is the RST day for the children to go to school, and as a mother, I naturally want to send them to school. There is still a sense of ritual. Of course, just this time, let them go by themselves in the future. After all, it's really hard to get up early. After breakfast, Mo Yuan drove the car and drove his wife and children to school. Within 10 minutes, they arrived at the school. Watched the backs of the two siblings entering the school. Mo Yuan couldn't help but sigh a little. Unconsciously, both children are already so old. Alas, in the blink of an eye, the children have reached the age of school, and the time they need to be with us in the future is getting less and less. It hurts me to think about it. Mo Yuan looked sad and took Lazily's hand. Lazily held Mo Yuan's hand tightly, and tears swirled in her eyes, and she seemed to feel there. Same as Mo Yuan. Let's end a place to celebrate. Calm your wounded heart. So tonight? Not going home. What about the kids? Let them stay at Bummer's house tonight. In the end, both of them almost couldn't help but laugh. The kids are nearly in school, and as parents, it's really hard not to be happy. Then, Mo Yuan sent a message to Bummer and asked her to help take care of the two children. Tonight, in the family group, he told the children to go to Bummer's house for a date tonight. After everything was done, the two looked at each other and smiled. Drive away. The back of the car departing looks full of pleasure. If you like this audiobook, subscribe the channel for more videos like this and join my Patreon if you want to support me. Leave some comment and let me know if you guys like this story, or you have a web novel you like and want to hear its audiobook. I will be happy to create them for you. Please like, share, and leave a comment on the video.